Hello everyone. A little diversion away from Ukraine here to look at some satellite imagery showing damage to Pakistan's air bases caused by India's missile strikes. There's a mixed bag of damage here. I'm going to have a look at each satellite image and then show where exactly it is on a map and that sort of thing. So, the first of our images is on screen now. This shows a large crater on the runway of Sargodha Air Base. Now, damage to runways like this is quite an easy fix. So, this won't be an issue to repair. You can see transport aircraft are nearby. I did wonder at first if this one had missed its target, but it being slap bang in the middle of a runway like this makes me think this was its actual target here, rather than the base's infrastructure. Last night, we looked at a similar strike that hit a runway and caused a massive crater, said to have been done to prevent the PAS fighter jets from taking off during that night's missions. That could be the case here too. That video is said to be from Raheem Yar, but as we'll see when we get to the Raheem Yar satellite imagery, I actually think it could be from this airbase, Sargodha Base, and the wrong name was given by the source which uploaded the video. As you will see when we get to that satellite imagery, the craters of that airbase are much smaller. This one looks pretty hefty. As well as the transport aircraft seen in this image, this base is also home to fighter aircraft as well. So, holding the runway like this to stop flights taking off and keep the skies safer for other aircraft to operate would make sense. So, I've added this one to our map. It's about 200 kilometers to the border. No mention as to what was used to hit this. It's out of range of a DRDO airfield denial weapon, so something else was used here, but I'm not sure what. Let's move on to our next image. So our next one is on screen now. This shows some pretty extensive damage to an aircraft hangar at PAF Bholari. Some OSINT sources reported 5 airmen, including the squadron leader, were here at the time. You can see a pretty big hole in the hangar roof and that old nemesis of Russia's debris littering the area. No confirmation as to whether any aircraft were in here or not. Let's check it on Google Maps. Bholari is one of the PAF's main bases, and it's home to the number 19 squadron equipped with F-16s and the number 18 squadron equipped with JF-17s. Also flying here are Saab 2000 AWACS aircraft. I wonder if these may have been targeting the AWACS, which would be a major target. This being aimed at the hangar used for storing the AWACS is a big possibility, I think, because the fighter jets have their own small, hardened bunkers, as shown here. The AWACS aircraft would need something bigger. Another possibility this is a repair or maintenance facility to a base. I've added it to our map, and you can see this is about 280 kilometers to the border from here. Scalp is a big possibility for targeting this one, I think. Next up, this image here. This is another hangar targeted at a different airbase. This one is PAF Shahbaz. A single hangar hit here, with a quarter of it destroyed. I can't see any sign of an aircraft inside this hangar, and the imagery is quite clear. This airbase is a major one, and it's home to the number 5 squadron, the 11 squadron, and the 88 squadron. Number 5 and number 11 fly F-16s, whereas the 88 is a helicopter squadron. And here's a Google Map view of it. So you can see this hangar is right next to the air control tower. The air control tower is still standing, but it must have took some damage. A quarter of this hangar at least has caved in. Now, I couldn't see any sign of an aircraft amongst the wreckage, but that isn't to say there isn't some and we just can't see it. This is right on the flight line, so I would expect some to be here. This is added to our map now, about 200 kilometers to the border, and there's still quite a lot to go. Next up, the Pasrur Air Defense Radar. On this image is also the before and the after supplied. The imagery isn't as clear as what we just looked at, but you can see damage to the radar head here, but I can't tell how badly. But another strike, no mention as to what was used to hit this. It's added to our map the top corner, very close to the border. I imagine this was the first hit to blind the PAF and minimise its air detection capabilities and keep the skies safer. So we have the IAF targeting radars, holding the runways to stop jets taking off, and then striking the hangars. Next up, lower quality imagery here shows signs of damage at Chunian Air Base. Not as major. You can see a crater next to the radar itself and signs of burning, but the radar itself looks to be fairly intact here, but I can't tell for certain. This is added to our map, south of Johor, and once again, very close to a border. Raheem Yar is next. This one we looked at yesterday, where the massive crater was reported to be from. Here, you can see two craters on the runway. Now, these on the satellite imagery don't look to be anywhere near as big as the crater we saw in yesterday's video. I wonder if that video which we looked at was given the wrong location by the uploader and was actually at a different airbase, the one we looked at first here, with a big crater. These ones at Rahim Yar, whilst the runway has been hit twice, just aren't big enough. This is reported to be a forward operating base located on a civilian airfield. Reports saying that JF-17s were based here as rapid response air defence. Also damaged is a building shown in Area 2. This isn't very clear, so let's take a look. So it's this building here. This looks like the main entranceway to the airport from what I can tell, the main building. It seems unclear on the satellite imagery, but it seems like this was hit twice. This is added to our map about 60 kilometers to the border. Now, I'm surprised. If JF-17s were here, they would be a major target. Being this close to the border, they would be very vulnerable, and I just can't see them being based here because of that reason. I wonder if the report that JF-17s were based here is actually misinformation, as if they were here, surely India would have targeted them instead, and being this close to the border, they'd be easy to hit. It could be that they were scrambled quickly and escaped, however. Next up, another one we looked at yesterday, Nur Khan. Now, this one, the video we saw, showed two missiles hitting here, and the area hit seems to be pretty unimportant to be honest. This is a strike though, where yesterday we saw a photo of what looked to be a burning C-130. No such aircraft is visible on the satellite imagery, so either it's been towed away already, or the angle of the photo we saw was misleading, giving the impression that a C-130 was on fire, when in fact it wasn't. But it certainly did look like a burning C-130 was here. On Google Maps, you can see this is the truck and logistics depot of the base. A bit of a waste of two missiles to be honest. Out of all the places on this base to target, hitting the truck bay would be pretty low down on my list of priorities. The PAF got off lucky here, as in the aftermath satellite imagery, you can see it hanging nearby with a transport aircraft inside it, just to the south. Two images from Sukkur Air Base here. The first one shows the targeting of the base's radar site, and before and after showing damage, but it's unclear how much. Secondly, this area of the base, marked as a shelter that took a direct hit. I believe this might be a repair facility, but I'm not 100% certain. Let's go to Google Maps. It was the lower one here that was hit. You can see there's a large door at either end, so these were made to accommodate very large aircraft. This is jointly a civilian and military base used for logistics and the like. So it could be there was a key transporter being stored in here, or for repair and maintenance for said aircraft. And here, a Google map view of a radar. So this was definitely a radar site, as you can see the shadow of it on the ground. And here, you can see it's about 100 kilometers from the border. So that's all the imagery I have. More targets may have been hit, of course. I have no imagery yet of the Indian air bases targeted. I've looked online, but nothing's been uploaded. Maybe we'll get some soon. If it's interesting, I'll take a look at it. I also have some imagery of recent Ukrainian strikes on Russia, which I'm going to do a video of on their own soon as well. And also, another video which I'm going to do about even more Russian air defence getting destroyed. They'll probably be some of tomorrow's videos. But going back to this one, this is quite embarrassing for the air defence. The bulk of the air defence of the PAF is this, the HQ-9, which is a Chinese version of the S-300, described as being a hybrid based on the Russian S-300, but with radar, seeker head, and C2 elements influenced by, aka stolen from, American and Israeli technology. Basing a SAM off the S-300 wouldn't be my first choice. As we all know, the S-300 sucks at its job. It's a miracle if it intercepts anything. So that's it for this video. Hope you found it interesting. A bit of a longer one here than usual, but I definitely thought this was worth covering. Since India and Pakistan have signed a ceasefire now, I expect this is going to be my last video from here. A bit of a diversion from Ukraine, but I definitely thought these were important to look at. My next videos, of course, are going to be returning to Ukraine. So that's it for this video. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked the video, please click like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. Thanks so much and take care, everybody.